republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. It's nice to have a packed house. We can go ahead and start with the approval of the agenda. Madam President, I move that we approve the agenda with the following amendments. Additional certified and classified personnel actions, item number E3, to also include the addition of approving the appointment of Karen Merle as principal of Junior Barker Elementary School and Vicki Dial as principal of Plymouth Elementary School. Oh, and remove the Garden City Community College contract for general psychology Drew Sadler instructor under item number E4E. Motion by Laura, second by Alex. Any discussion? All those in favor signal by raising your hand. Motion carries. Okay. Let's get right into recognizing the wrestling team. Is Coach Carrillo here?
We're coming.
All right.
Okay, Coach Grado couldn't be here tonight, so I guess I get to speak in his place, unfortunately. These are your 2015 6A state champions. This is our third in a row. This is probably the most difficult one for us, as we had a team out east that was really pushing for us and doing everything they could to beat us. But they wrestled well and didn't succumb to the pressure, and they had an awesome weekend. I'll introduce these guys by weight. Kai Perez, 106 pound, was a state runner-up for us. Efren Sanchez, down on the end, was a state runner-up at 113 pounds. Kayshawn Campbell, the one on crutches here, was our 120-pounder. He went 2-2. Michael Prado couldn't be here tonight. He finished as a state champion as well, and that was his third individual title. Curtis Neer is working. He's a freshman that took fourth for us. Al Castillo was our 138-pounder. He went 2-2 and was a match away from placing this year. Tevin Briscoe down at the end was a state champion for us for the third year in a row. He was also selected as the 6A Senior Wrestler of the Year and just signed his scholarship to the University of Nebraska-Kearney last week. 160, Jesse Nunez, a sophomore, was also a state finalist. He finished second in state and was a medalist last year as well. 170 pounds was Zach Finch, finished in fourth, and this was his second state medal. 182, Antonio Perez, finished 1-2, 2 matches away from placing, and he's only a junior, so we're excited to get him back next year. Zeke Herrera, a sophomore here at 195 pounds. He finished second in state and came a long way in the last year. And our heavyweight, Aaron Lozano, 285 pounds. He finished fifth for us, and this young man had a great tournament for us, and he felt a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he competed well and won some big matches for us. Coach Perez and the assistant coaches, I'm Paul Lappin, the head assistant. And that's about all we got.
Come through this way and shake our hands and grab a pen if you don't have this 20 already, that'd be great. Thank you. Here, would you like a pen?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I think we may see some of those gentlemen next year too, so it'd be great. What's the stat on, when was last time we had 3 years in a row on?
Never.
Never? That was the first
Never in a
ever?
row.
I thought they said they had one that was 4 in a row. I guess I should have asked that before the team left, but still, very impressive. So. All right. The next item of business is to recognize Jean Schneider, a paraprofessional at BO, for her recognition and quick reaction in saving a student from choking. And Mercedes, are you going to? Yeah.
Yes.
Great. That'd be great.
And we also have Michael here. Thank you for having us tonight. It's an honor and a privilege to introduce Jean Snyder to you. And this is Michael. Michael is a kindergartner in our school at Victor Ornelas. And this is Jean Snyder. She's a paraprofessional at Victor Ornelas. She's been a para for 8 years. And on March 6th of this year, they came to school like any other day, expecting to do their job in the classroom and their duties in and out of the classroom. And I'd like for Jean to tell you what had happened that day. Michael had an incident that I'm sure he's going to remember for quite some time, and Jean also helped Michael to get through that incident that I'm sure she's going to remember for some time. But we're very proud of Michael for how he acted that day, and also very proud of Jean for having the skills and the ability to help Michael.
A little girl had asked me for some help. She wanted a napkin or a fork or something, so I was going to go get it for her because I knew she wouldn't go on her own. And so I was on my way over there and getting ready to come back from getting a spoon and a fork, and Michael came kind of running at me, and at first I thought, is he sick? And he looked kind of funny and he looked not good. And so then I realized, oh no, he's choking. And so he had a jacket on, so I just tried to get the jacket off. I got it unzipped, and that's as far as I could get it. I couldn't get it all the way off, and just did the Heimlich, and out popped a grape, and it just worked perfectly.
Have you ever performed the Heimlich
No,
before?
never have.
Wow.
But it worked just the way it was supposed to.
Great.
So,
Michael, do you remember how you felt when you were choking? You remember feeling how happy you were that you could breathe? Yeah?
yeah. It was shook me up a little afterwards, but at the time it was just like, okay, time to do this.
Wow, that's
Help
awesome.
him, and it worked great. So then I took him to the nurse and went and got his tray and told him, don't eat any more grapes. So.
And the moral of the story is, chew your food.
Yeah, he was careful after that,
I
right?
bet. That's a hard way to learn a lesson. Are Michael's parents here? I bet you're relieved to know that he was in good hands, and it's probably very reassuring to know that we were capable of taking care of your son while we had him in our care. Do you have anything you would like to say?
We just want to say how grateful we are that she was there and that she was able to be as calm as she was during the middle of something like that, because not all of us could handle something so scary. And, I just appreciate so much that there is the training there, and we do let our kids be there for 8 hours out of the day, and they are taken care of. We can't say thank you enough.
Well done. Michael, would you please come around? We want to shake your hand.
Jean, you come here.
Yeah, please. Here you go. Would you like to You're gonna be a buffalo someday, so why don't you take one of those? Okay? Thank you. That's a picture of Top
Okay.
that, Gertrude Walker.
Okay, that's gonna be kind of a hard one. But, we did bring something this evening. First off, we'd like to thank the board for allowing us and Gertrude Walker to come and present this evening and talk to you about what we do over there. And brought a fine, fine group of young people to talk to you this evening, rather than me do the talking. But first, before we do that, I'd like to introduce, because we have quite a few staff members here as well. So, as I call your name, if you would stand up so they know you are from Gertrude Walker and you are a Dolphin. We have Juanita Cessna back here. Delana, where did you go? Oh, there's Delana Bellinger. I just saw her. Now we'll start over here in the main group. Morgan Schmidberger, Denise Goulding, Jane Richardson, Peggy Patterson, Rhonda Rowe, Teresa Shirley, Lauren Bender, Mary Hamlin, Lee Dybert, and Ann Copper. Did I miss anybody? I think I got all the staff members that are here in support. And now, if you are a Gertrude Walker parent, I'm going to introduce you. But if you just raise your hand so the board knows that you are from Gertrude Walker, you are from the neighborhood. These are our parents this evening, and of course most of our children over here, these are the parents up. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go ahead and introduce, this year, one of the things that we started at Gertrude Walker, I say we, I got to give the credit to Mr. Dazenbrock more than myself, but we've never had a student council, or not one in recent memory. So we have, we've established a student council at Gertrude Walker this year with our 4th grade students. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Dazenbrock, and I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce our students and so on. So, Larry, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Cadell. I'm Larry Dazenbrock. I am a elementary counselor at Gertrude Walker, and I visited with Mr. Cadell early this year about starting a student council for 4th grade students, mainly to promote and enhance school spirit, as well as to develop pride, and also to develop a commitment to our school and to our community. And we were wanting to accomplish this by sponsoring, having the council sponsor special activities and programs throughout the year. I can't brag enough on these kids. They have done a super job. Their initiative, their enthusiasm, their pride, cooperation, their willingness to work, second to none. And also something very special, they have been able to take these traits and pass it on to the other students and adults in the school. I said enough. I want to take and introduce our president, who will introduce the rest of our members and briefly tell you what we've accomplished and our future goals. So our president is Katie Jarmer.
Hi, I am Katie Jarmer, the president of the Student Council at Gertrude Walker. To be elected to the Student Council, you had to stand before our classmates and tell why you would wish to run for that position. The 4th grade class then voted on election day last November. As a president, I lead 2 regularly scheduled monthly meetings as well as any other meetings that are needed. We normally meet during lunch or recess. At our meetings, we have an agenda that we work off of, and minutes are also recorded. We recite the Pledge of Allegiance before every meeting. Our council is made up of a president, vice president, secretary, and 6 different class representatives, 1 boy and 1 girl for each grade. grade class. I would like to introduce each of our members, and they will tell you some of our accomplishments this year. Adriana, our Vice President.
Hi, I'm Adriana Mena, Vice President of our Student Council. As the Vice President, I record attendance at our meetings, and I fill in for our President if she is absent. During the month of November, the Student Council helped with the Veterans Day Assembly by presenting the flag of the United States, leading the assembly in saying of the Pledge of Allegiance, and we greeted visitors at the door and handed out programs. Also in November, the Student Council sponsored a week-long food drive. As a school, we were able to collect 400 canned and box food items that we donated to the Mexican American Ministries. And finally, we helped with the Thanksgiving Day lunch at school. We helped with the servings of lunches, cleaning up tables, and assisting the younger students if they needed help getting their lunch plates to the lunch stand.
Our next officer is Brisa, our secretary.
I am Brisa Perez, the Secretary of the Student Council. As Secretary, I am responsible for taking notes during our meeting. During the month of December, the Student Council discussed ideas to spread Christmas and New Year's cheer with a retirement village. We had students from all classes make Christmas and New Year's cards. We decided that we would take the cards to the residents of retirement village. We would take the cards to the residents of Homestead on 3rd Street. The residents really enjoyed the cards and they thanked us for thinking about them. Also, during the month of December, we helped with the serving of Christmas lunch at school. We helped with the serving of lunches, cleaning tables, and assisting the younger students if they needed help getting their plates to the table. Thank you.
Anaya and Raul are class representatives for Miss Armstrong's class.
I am Raul Gutierrez, and I'm Anaya Washington, and we are class representatives from Ms. Armstrong's class. As class representatives, we share information from our class with the council and report back to classes if needed. During the month of January, we started to help our custodians by emptying recycling waste from classrooms and office area every Tuesday and Thursday of each week. We will continue this to the end of the school year. We gave all class members an opportunity to sign up and to participate. One student council member also assists this effort to make sure that it is done correctly.
Alan and Alejandra are class representatives for Miss Hamlin's class.
I am Alejandra Casio, and I am Nona Child, and we are class representatives from Ms. Hamlin's class. During the month of February, the students from all classes made Valentine's Day cards for the residents of Homestead. The students really enjoyed making these cards for the residents. The Student Council also delivered Valentine's Day cards from Mr. Cradle to all the students at Gertrude Walker. During the last week of February and the first 2 weeks of March, the Student Council sponsored the Pennies for Patients for the Leukemia Society. The Student Council established a goal to raise $400. As a school, we collected 16,724 pennies, 1,806 nickels, 2,545 dimes, 1,555 quarters, 337 paper bills, for a grand total of $1,237.79.
national traditions. During the month of April and continuing to May, the Student Council is encouraging students of Ritchie Walker to collect pocket tabs for the Donald McDonald House and Charities of Wichita, Kansas. This is designed to help families with children who are undergoing medical treatment. The two Ronald McDonald Houses in Wichita have served over 1,700 families yearly.
The Student Council members also welcomed the Net Assembly to our school on April 7th. The students listen and learn about the message to never give up, encourage others, and to always do your best. The Student Council is also planning to have the school make May Day cards for the residents of Homestead. The Student Council and Mr. Dasenbrock are also working on establishing a future community partnership between Ritchie Walker and Homestead. Ideas being discussed includes to continue sending cards on holidays, letter writing, pen pals, greeting buddies, and having a small group doing musical performance or Christmas caroling. We hope that what we have started will become a tradition that will continue with future student councils at Ritchie Walker. Before we leave, we would like to thank you for all that you do for the students, teachers, and schools in USD-457. And to show our appreciation, we would like you to enjoy this little treat.
Great bunch of kids, let me tell you. Is that not obvious? Wow. And I gotta tell you that it's because of the support of the teachers, Mr. David Rock, but they're just a great bunch of kids. They're always coming up with some great ideas to make our school better and our community. As you can see, they're pretty much lining up to see you guys here someday.
Yeah, thank you very much. Here's a pin for you. Wow. So did I catch that right? This is the first year they've done
As
this?
far as we know, yes.
Oh my gosh. What an organized group in a short period of time.
They're fantastic.
You guys are
I can't brag on them enough.
amazing leaders.
Guys, be
Just
sure to
ready
go through and shake hands. We want to
Yeah,
thank
just
everybody
ready to
here.
go. So that's great. Do you guys have a school chant? Yeah, you do? Okay, well, do not leave. I want to hear it. So just gonna start up taking your hands. Good job. Speak. Good job, Rez. Way to go. So much. This idea for the coming days. Mr. Jason Brock. Good idea.
No, I'm fine. I'm sure. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Dasenbrock, I hear it was your idea on the cupcakes, so 2 thumbs up from all of us. Appreciate that.
I can't take credit for my wife.
Oh. Well, tell her thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, yeah, thank you, and I'd love to hear your school chant.
I don't think they quite understood what that is.
Or a cheer, or
But what we
whatever
say
you
every
want
day at the end of the announcement,
Your
at the
song?
end of the announcement, we
Oh.
say, great to be in school and great to be a Dolphin.
Yeah. 2, 3. Our doors are open to everyone. We learn by working and having fun. If you're short or you're tall, if you're big or you're small, our school's for everyone. Ritchie Walker is the best. Yes, it stands up on the rest. Blue and white upon the best. It's a great, proud school. Yay, Dolphins!
Really good.
Very well done. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
They're up there directly from this side.
The one that's smiling, the biggest, the music teacher.
Well, that's the kind of currency the school board board is pavement, so you have no idea how much we appreciate that. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
And just for a follow-up, we had someone look up the state wrestling titles, and 1990, 91, 92, and 93, we had 4 in a row, so next year we'll be able to say we tied that, so thanks for looking this up.
Dr. Hughes, you get a hard just to follow.
I know.
I think.
Should we just adjourn?
I'm just ready. I want to hear
Your breaks.
What's your fight song?
It's got a Jayhawk in the name.
Oh!
I want to know if you guys bring ice cream to go with the cup. I mean, you know, come on.
Okay, under correspondence, I do have a couple of quick things. I did get in my mail at home from KASD, just the dates for new board member workshops. I believe Dr. Carlin's contacted the new board members, and they're both able to attend.
Correct.
Great, so,
We'll be attending on the 30th.
yeah. If anybody,
Got one here.
if exists, oh, hi, how are you? If any existing board member wants to attend, these are great refresher courses, so if you want to attend, that's great. And there is a writing contest coming up, and I know we're gonna talk about writing here in a little bit, but it's very important. Every year, the Kansas Authors Club sponsors 2 youth literary contests, and I received the rules to 2 specific contests. One's the Karnowski Youth Poetry Contest, and the other one is a youth writing contest. The thing I like about this is that there's 5 age divisions, grades 1st and 2nd, grades 3 and 4, grades 5 and 6, grades 7 and 8, and then 9 through 12. And there's poetry, poetry section, fiction, nonfiction. So I know we have a lot of outstanding writers in our district, so I'm going to pass this on to Dr. Dennis when we're done so that you can get to the right people. So any other correspondence or any other mail? Okay, we are ready to approve the consent agenda. Madam President, I move that we approve the consent agenda as previously amended. Motion by Laura, second by Tom. Any discussion? All those in favor signal by raising your hand. Motion carries. All right. It is now. Oh, I know. Are you bumping Leanne?
I am, actually, just very briefly.
Okay.
We have
All
2
right.
curriculum reports tonight. Leanne is actually up first, but I wanted to bump her because I want to share you a 60-second video that we received at the end of last week. We're actually going to show this to staff on our next in-service day, May 4th. You'll recall Dr. Daggett and Ray McNulty came to district back in August. And so I contacted Dr. Daggett's office 2 or 3 weeks ago and said, you know, we're going to be meeting as a staff and kind of reflecting on some of the things that you told us. Is there anything that you would like to share with us? And I thought we might get a comment, or we might get something on the phone that I might record. Instead, he sent us a video. So this is a video he recorded for Garden City Public Schools, and I just thought I'd share it with you before Leanne spoke.
Last August, I had the opportunity to share with you the information around the nation's most rapidly improving schools. And my #1 message was that culture trumps strategy. You have to have a culture that is future focused, looking at how technology is fundamentally changing the world in which our children will work and live in. As I look at what you've been doing over the last year, my hat's off to you, because I think you are creating that culture. You're on your way. I'm proud of what I've seen you have done already. My advice for the coming year, continue to put a stake in the ground. Look 3 to 5 years out to see what it is our kids will need to know, do, and be like. And the shift I think you'll find in our schools is the shift away from simply kids knowing to our students being able to do. Put that stake in the ground, keep pushing the culture. You're underway. Congratulations.
So a very nice message from Dr. Daggett, who's kind of been keeping tabs on us. And we will share that with the staff as a whole in a couple of weeks.
that really leads right into empowering writers. What I would like to share with you tonight is we're asking for an approval of a pilot K-6 for empowering writers. About a year and a half ago, some of the literacy coaches came to me and said that their teachers were frustrated because students were not showing good writing skills. Teachers were frustrated with the fact that they didn't feel like they knew how to teach writing very well, and the fact that the standards had changed, but yet the writing wasn't reflecting that. So I told them at the time that I didn't think there was anything out there that was any better than what we were using, but feel free to look for something and see if you can find something. And I also told Annette Segovia that it had to be something better than what she could do in her classroom, because when she was a kindergarten classroom teacher, she was the most amazing teacher of writing that I had seen. And I wanted to see something that was a little better than that. That group did a lot of research. They came back to me with something called Empowering Writers. Annette took it one step further, and when she was in El Paso, Texas, she actually went to visit a classroom where some of her friends were piloting the program, or they were using the program. And so they came back, and Annette approached me with the fact that the Buffalo Jones teachers wanted to pilot the program, and I said no. We've got Engage New York coming up, and I don't want to put anything else on teachers' plates. That's going to be enough. And she went back to them, and then she came back to me again and said they really want to do this. And I said, they all want to do it? And she said, yes, they all want to do it. And I had a couple of teachers at the 5th and 6th grade center also want to pilot for the 5th and 6th grade. So that's what they've done this year. They have piloted Empowering Writers. They have seen good student work, way better than what they thought they would. And about November, December, they said, can we do another year of pilot? We don't feel like we have enough data from our kids to really know if the writing has changed or not. So about that time, I had other principals approach me with the fact that, can we jump on board also? Can we do this program? This is good. So I told Annette and her teachers to present this, put together a presentation, have your teachers present it at the January in-service to other teachers, and we'll make it available to whoever would like to pilot next year. So January 30th, all K-6 teachers had a presentation on Empowering Writers, and when I approached principals not long after that, just kind of wondered how many of them would be interested in piloting next year. Kind of amazing, all buildings, kindergarten through 6th grade, wanted to pilot. So that is what I'm asking for, is that pilot for all K-6 buildings next year. It really fits right with that Daggett approach to becoming a model district, because it's very systemic. The difference I see in Empowering Writers is you're going to see the same kind of structures kindergarten through 6th grade. Let me give you an example. When a student writes something that's a narrative piece of text, they're going to set it up the very same way. The graphic organizers are the same. So if you have a kindergartner who is starting in USD-457, going to City Public Schools, they're going to start learning how to write a story with the narrative dialogue. That's going to look different in kindergarten. They're going to start with a beginning, a middle, and an end. By the time they get to 3rd or 4th grade, it's going to look like this. They're going to know that they have to have an entertaining beginning, elaborative details, suspense, the main event, a conclusion, and an extended ending. They're going to learn that through text, because the way this program teaches, you have to analyze a piece of text and try to find these different elements in it to be able to then do your own writing. It also sets it up the same way with expository text. You have the expository pillar. This is a third grade on up. What that looks like in kindergarten is an introduction, a main idea, maybe a detail, and a conclusion. It's a very simplified version. But from kindergarten to 6th grade, they will set up their writing the very same way. It's not going to cost us very much. If you're looking at a textbook adoption for reading, you're probably looking at $2 million. This is only going to purchase the teacher's manuals, because they're going to be able to use their own textbooks to teach it. They're also going to be able to use library books. It's going to cost us $14,000 for the professional development, which will bring in 3 trainers for the year. But then that will provide us with some webinars, with some YouTube videos that the literacy coaches can use in PLCs after that. The way we're going to evaluate it is pretty much how we evaluated Engage New York, probably more a simplified version of it. But these are the steps that we will take to evaluate it. I think that's about all, but do you guys have any questions on empowering writers? I really think we're going to see better student learning.
I think this was embraced so easily, so consistently across the spectrum in our district.
The Buffalo Jones teachers were pretty excited, and the 5th and 6th grade teachers, some of them were pretty excited about what they saw. Just sharing with other teachers, and I was amazed after January 30th that so many people were excited. I've even had this week, some of the Gertrude Walker staff want some information on it because they want to start talking about it at the next in-service day, which may be a little soon, but they're very excited about it, so that's neat.
So the data you think you can collect in another year, you think that is going to be enough to determine if we should adopt this? Or do you think
We're going to be able
more
to
time?
collect more student data. This year, it's just been getting the logistics in place, learning how to teach it, getting student work. Next year, they'll be able to focus more on student work and be able to see really if we are seeing improvements. But just by observation, teachers are seeing some great things, and from the beginning to now, you're seeing great things. We had a phone call from a principal the other day that was kind of frustrated with the state assessment writing piece because that writing piece is so much more difficult now. So we called Raphael at Buffalo Jones and asked her if her kids were having the same struggles with the writing. They were pretty excited about it. They said that when some of the kids didn't know how to set up a piece of writing, they were seeing some of the narrative diamonds, some of the expository stuff. They were using the graphic organizers from Empowering Writers. So already we're starting to see a difference.
Teachers, do you have anything to add? No? Thumbs up, though?
It seems like the teachers that were piloting in our building were very impressed.
Well, it's nice to have full support. I mean, that's kind of hard to argue with.
This is really coming from them because I told them no, they had too much on their plates, so they wanted to do this.
I like that programs like that usually do well. In my experience, they do these things. Board, do you have any questions? What's been the parent reaction to the program?
I don't know if there really has been. I don't know if you guys have heard anything. At Buffalo Jones, we haven't. And I guess you would have to talk to Raphaela to know that.
That school is so amazing. The way they just get everybody so involved and on board so quickly. It's a pretty neat school. All of our schools.
Do we have the ability to have some of the teachers that are familiar with it, sort of train and work with the other staff members that are more new to it?
I really think that's how it's going to work in PLCs. I mean, the coaches have the time to really spend with it, but the teachers, once they get going, and again, they did the presentation in January. Every grade level teacher presented to their grade level. So, yeah, I believe that this is really becoming a grassroots effort by the teachers.
I'm just kind of wondering if this is somewhat signaling an interest by the teachers to have more consistency across the district.